They're vegan, they're keto, they're paleo, they're gluten-free, they're full of sugar, and they're f***ing delicious. Welcome back to our Twisted Kitchen. I don't know what episode number this is. I think we might just start over at episode 1 or something along those lines. We might do 62. I don't know. I'll have to see what it is. But welcome back. It is a very vegan Christmas here on our Twisted Kitchen tonight. I found a couple recipes online that I wanted to make for you guys because they're super simple, and I'm going to put all the information for these recipes in the description below, so go ahead and check that out. And if you make them, let me know what you think. I'm super excited to get into it. So first up, we have a roasted cauliflower balsamic glaze type of deal. So I'm not really sure what the name was, but it's essentially a roasted balsamic cauliflower dish that you could pretty much use as like a turkey, I guess, if you will. This would be like the vegan version of the turkey. If you don't want to take like processed meals, because they do have like roasts and things like that. But if you don't want those, if you don't want to eat processed meals this holiday season, you can also eat some whole foods. So I'm gonna go ahead and roast up this cauliflower, and then I also have a dessert that I wanted to make for you guys. So it's going to be eggnog flavored balls. I don't know what they are actually. I forgot the name of them, but either way, they're just little like rolly balls. I'm really looking forward to making those eggnog balls. It sounds so weird to say it. I'm gonna have to figure out what the name of those is, but I'm very excited to get into it today and show you guys this amazing, very vegan Christmas meal that I'm about to cook up for you. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I definitely failed to mention that I don't have balsamic vinegar. Definitely thought I did. It definitely expired in 2018. So I actually have to use this red wine vinegar instead. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I have faith in the scent of this because it smells kind of like balsamic vinegar. So hopefully it works out well. I also, the recipe that I found calls for parsley, but I don't have parsley either. So I have basil. We're gonna try basil and red wine vinegar and see how it turns out. Wish me luck. So the first thing you wanna do is chop the cauliflower leaves off so that it sits flat like this. You'll also need 2 cups of tomatoes, which is pretty much the whole thing, so you can just disperse them as you see fit. So next you'll want to grab a red onion, and you can cut it into fourths or you cut it into 6 pieces if you prefer. I cut mine in quarters and then just spread them out throughout the pan. And then you'll just want to grab a handful of green beans. I think the recipe called for half a pound, but I just threw in what I could. From here you'll drizzle oil over it. At this point you are supposed to put the balsamic glaze / brown sugar stuff over it too, but I did not do that part. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about this meal because I forgot about this part, actually. The roasted cauliflower goes in the oven for an hour and a half. So, it is in there right now. I put it in there. It's gonna be in there for a very long time. So while that cooks, I'm going to start making the eggnog bites. I did look it up and they're called no-bake eggnog bites. So if you wanna check that out, check out the description below. And otherwise, I'm gonna make them here. The recipe for these bites does call for cashew butter, but I saw how ridiculously expensive it was and said, nope, I'm just gonna use the peanut butter that I have at home. So they might taste like peanut butter. We'll find out, but we're gonna get into it, and hopefully the angles look all right, the lighting, everything looks good. This is my first time kind of working with under the conditions I'm under right now, so I'm just trying to work with what I have. So your patience is much appreciated through this process, and if you like what you see in this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below what you like most about today's video. And let's get into these no-bake eggnog bites. So to start off these bites, we're going to do 1 3/4 cup almond flour. After that, we just need 1/4 cup of coconut flour. So the recipe that I'm following is calling for 2 tablespoons of granulated sweetener, but stevia is very sweet, so I just did barely a tablespoon. This recipe also called for 1 teaspoon of cloves and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and I did not have any nutmeg, so I just did 1 teaspoon of cloves. This recipe also calls for 1/4 cup of nut butter, and the original recipe called for the cashew butter like I mentioned previously, but I used this peanut butter, so we're just going to do 1/4 cup of natural peanut butter. So the recipe also calls for a liquid sweetener of some kind, so I was going to use maple syrup, but I also found this agave nectar and it works really well, so I figured why not. So we just mix this in and then we have to put this in the microwave to heat it up and mix it all together. And of course, this recipe would not be the same without the 1/4 cup of holiday nog. So we just go ahead and throw that in with all the other ingredients and get ready to mix it all up. Truthfully, I'm not sure what kind of a consistency I was going for. I was expecting more of a batter and less of a dough. I did end up adding more of the holiday nog in just to kind of soften it up a little bit. The recipe I followed also mentioned something about possibly using more coconut flour. So depending on how well you measure everything out, you may have to add a little bit more of something. Next, what you'll want to do is grab a bowl and throw in some stevia. I would recommend not using too much because the outside of the bites can get a little bitter if there is too much stevia on the outside. And make sure you have a plate set off to the side so when you're done rolling these bites through the stevia, you can just throw them on the plate and then put them in the refrigerator. So as you make these bites, you will notice that they'll get sticky. So just a little baker's tip that I learned when I was making these. It's helpful to wash your hands every so often so that you can make the bites as spherical as possible. Alright, so there are a few things within this recipe for the cauliflower that I forgot to mention. One, the red wine vinegar is supposed to be mixed with brown sugar, so I did that off cam just to get that started and going. I was supposed to cover it all before I put it in the oven, but I did not do that. So I just basted it a little bit, so it should be good for a little while. I still have an hour before this is done. So I might check it here in like another 30 minutes or so and see how it looks and possibly take it out there, but we'll see. And then I also made these wonderful, I keep wanting to call them nutmeg balls, but that's not what they are. They are holiday nog bites, and I'm super excited. I made these. They're very delicious. Well, I don't know that yet, but I'm excited. Will you stop moving, please? Thank you. I made these. Now I just have to put these in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and then they should be good. I'll probably leave them in there for about 15 minutes just to make sure they're solidly solid, because I want them to be at their best before I eat them. So, I'm just gonna throw these in real quick, and yeah, I'll be right back. All right, so in about 15 minutes, I'll take that out and try it out, see how it is. I also kept forgetting to mention that I'm making stuffing as well. So I'm making stuffing along with the roasted cauliflower meal, I guess, if you want to call it. Yeah, so that'll start probably near the end of the cauliflower getting done. If you want to see anything in the future, let me know. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you want to see in the future. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of collaborations next year. I also want to do some more travel stuff, so whatever you guys want to see, let me know. I have a few things in mind, but it's fun to kind of spin off of each other's ideas and see what we can come up with together. That's it for now. I will see you when this food is almost done. Okie dokie. So as you can see behind me, boom and boom, dinner is done. So I definitely did not follow the recipes the way I was supposed to. So whether I like it or not, this meal is considered twisted because I screwed it up. So hopefully this tastes great. I'm gonna show you guys a comparison of what I was supposed to make and what I actually made, so you guys can see, because this meal was supposed to be in the oven for an hour or an hour and a half, and I only had it in, I still have 20 minutes left to go, and it's really sad. The green beans are very burnt, and I think they're probably all sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I probably could have taken them out when I checked them like the first time at 50 minutes, but we're gonna try it out anyways and see how it is. Okay, so when it's plated, this actually looks pretty damn good. I have already tried the stuffing and it's amazing, so cheers. I have not tried this cauliflower yet, so I'm gonna cut it up a little bit smaller. Actually, I might be able to just do this. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Here, let's try this. Oh yeah. It would be so much better if these were not so damn small. Look at that. Whatever. Mixing the cauliflower with the vegetables, with the other vegetables. All the vegetables. This is the best way to eat this meal. And the stuffing. Damn. So this has been a very vegan Christmas, and that's good. That meal is fantastic. Even though it is overcooked, I still very much enjoyed it. I'm gonna wait just a few more minutes until I take out these eggnog balls. Stick around for that. I'll be right back. I finally have brought these out of the freezer, and they're a little bit harder, so I'm going to try one. I'm gonna try the smallest one. I don't wanna... Yikes. There's a lot of sugar in here, so let's see if we can even break it apart. Nope. Well... Okay, so I think I put a little too much stevia on the outside of these, but other than that, these are fucking great. They're vegan, they're keto, they're paleo, they're gluten-free, they're full of sugar, and they're fucking delicious. Wow. I'm thinking you could probably, if you wanted to melt like a peppermint chocolate or something around it, instead of doing the stevia on the outside, you could easily do that and then freeze it and let it sit probably, I would say like 30 minutes, maybe more, depending on how long it takes for the chocolate to freeze. Eggnog bites. Delicious. All right. Wow, what a fun Christmas meal. I really am impressed with this meal, even though I overcooked it. It still tasted really good, and I'm definitely gonna make these bites in the future because they are top notch. And like I said before, I think I might put some chocolate over them instead next time and see how that turns out. I'll have to let you know. I hope you enjoyed watching me screw this meal up. For now, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa. I know Hanukkah's over by now, but I hope you had a wonderful Hanukkah if you celebrated, and any other holidays that fall within this time frame. I know there's quite a few. I hope you all have wonderful holidays this upcoming next couple weeks, and that you all love each other and treat each other with much respect and love. And I will see you again next week.